What if the discomfort you've been feeling, the isolation, the pressure, the sense that you don't quite fit anywhere wasn't a flaw? What if it was a signal? And what if the reason your life feels heavier than others is because you were never meant to live lightly? Before we go deeper, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because messages like this aren't made to be heard once. And if any part of this resonates, leave a comment, not for me, but for yourself. Now listen carefully. When people hear phrases like anointed or called, they often imagine something glamorous, confidence, ease, favor without struggle. But in reality, the people who carry deep purpose usually experience life more intensely, not less. Pressure before praise, confusion before clarity, loneliness before leadership. And the most dangerous misunderstanding is this, that being chosen means being protected from pain. Often, it means the opposite. The first sign, you feel separated, even in crowds. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Not because you're antisocial, not because you're broken, but because your inner world doesn't match the surface conversations around you. You think deeply, you feel deeply, you question meaning, direction, and truth, while others are distracted by noise. You've noticed this, haven't you? You laugh when required. You show up when expected. But inside, there's a quiet sense that you're passing through, not settling in. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment pressure. When your inner compass points somewhere different, belonging becomes rare and intentional. The second sign, your growth comes through pressure, not comfort. Your biggest changes didn't come when life was easy. They came when you were misunderstood. You were stripped of certainty. You were forced to sit with yourself. You didn't grow because someone saved you. You grew because something inside you refused to collapse. And even now, when things stabilize, you don't feel satisfied. Comfort makes you restless. Stagnation makes you uneasy. Not because you're ungrateful, but because something in you is designed to expand, not settle. The third sign, you carry a sense of responsibility you can't explain. You feel accountable even when no one is watching. You feel pulled toward integrity even when cutting corners would be easier. And when you fail, it doesn't just disappoint you, it convicts you. This isn't perfectionism, it's internal alignment. You don't just ask, did this work? You ask, was this right? That quiet moral pressure isn't weakness, it's awareness. There were moments you tried to ignore this part of yourself. You told yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I should just live normally. Maybe this pressure will go away if I stop listening. But it didn't. It got louder in silence, clearer in stillness, sharper when you tried to escape it. And that's when you realize this wasn't a phase. This was a call to become more, not less. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. When you're wired for impact, your life will demand discipline before direction and character before clarity. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And preparation often feels like isolation, pruning, and pressure. Not because you're special, but because responsibility requires refinement. The fourth sign, you are consistently misunderstood. One of the quiet burdens you carry is this. People often misread you. They mistake your depth for distance, your discipline for pride, your silence for coldness. And for a long time, this hurt you. You tried to explain yourself. You softened your truth. You adjusted your tone so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable around your intensity. But no matter how carefully you spoke, you were still misunderstood. Here's why. People interpret you through their own level of awareness. And when your inner world operates on a deeper frequency, clarity becomes threatening. You weren't misunderstood because you were unclear. You were misunderstood because you were ahead of the room, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. And that gap creates friction. The fifth sign, you are pruned more than others. You've noticed something painful but undeniable. Just when you grow attached, something is removed. Just when you feel settled, something shifts. Just when you rely, something collapses. People leave, plans dissolve, certainty disappears. At first, you question yourself. Why does this keep happening to me? Why can't things just stay stable? Why do I lose what others get to keep? But pruning isn't punishment, it's preparation. Anything that competes with your purpose gets stripped away, even if it's comfortable, even if it's familiar, even if it's something you loved. What remains is what you're meant to carry forward. The sixth sign: you can't escape the call to grow. You tried to numb it. You tried to distract yourself. You tried to live smaller so life would feel easier. But something inside you refuses to stay asleep. Even in rest, your mind reflects. Even in peace, you question direction. Even in success, you ask, what's next? This isn't dissatisfaction. It's internal momentum. You were not designed to coast. You were designed to evolve. And when growth is delayed, discomfort shows up as restlessness, frustration, or emptiness. Not to punish you, but to wake you up. The seventh sign: your character is tested in private. Your real battles don't happen in public. They happen when no one is watching, no applause is coming, no reward is guaranteed. You are tested in restraint, in honesty, in consistency. And sometimes the hardest part is this: you do the right thing and still suffer consequences. But integrity isn't about outcomes, it's about alignment. You're being trained to stand firm even when the cost is personal. That's not common. That's cultivated. Here's the truth spoken gently. You walk alone, not because you're abandoned, but because clarity requires space. Noise dulls purpose. Crowds dilute conviction. Constant validation weakens discipline. Isolation sharpens you. It teaches you to rely on truth instead of approval, on inner guidance instead of external applause. And once you're shaped, connection returns. But on a different level, the eighth sign: you are drawn to truth, even when it costs you. You've noticed this about yourself. You can't live comfortably in denial. When something feels wrong, you feel it deeply. When something is false, it unsettles you. When something is out of alignment, you can't ignore it, even if ignoring it would make life easier. You don't just want peace, you want truthful peace. And truth has a cost. It costs relationships that depend on pretense. It costs environments built on compromise. It costs versions of yourself that were convenient but incomplete. You don't seek truth to feel superior. You seek it because living without it feels like betrayal of yourself. The ninth sign: you are held to a higher inner standard. What others get away with never quite sits right with you. You feel conviction where others feel justification. You feel restraint where others feel freedom. You feel responsibility where others feel entitlement. This isn't because you're better. It's because your conscience is louder. Your internal compass doesn't allow shortcuts. Not because you can't take them, but because you can't live with them. And sometimes this feels unfair. You ask yourself, why do I have to carry this weight? Why can't I just live freely like everyone else? Why does my mind never let me rest? Because your life isn't meant to be lived unconsciously. Awareness is both a gift and a burden. There was a moment, quiet, uncelebrated, when you realized you couldn't return to who you were. Not because you were perfect now, but because you were aware. You had seen too much, felt too deeply, understood too clearly. Going back would have meant shrinking, and shrinking would have meant self-betrayal. So you chose discomfort over denial, growth over ease, integrity over approval, and that choice, though lonely, sets a new direction. The final sign: you are being shaped for service, not spotlight. This is where everything becomes clear. Purpose is not about elevation. It's about responsibility. You are not being shaped to dominate others. You are being shaped to serve without losing yourself, to stand firm when others collapse, to speak clearly when others are confused, to remain grounded when others chase attention. And the reason your journey feels slow is because depth takes time. Anything rushed fractures under pressure. You are being built to last. Listen now, because this part matters. Feeling set apart does not make you superior or mean you're chosen above others. It means you are internally governed. You are held accountable by conscience. You are compelled toward growth and responsibility. You are shaped through pressure, not privilege. It is not a badge. It is a burden, and burdens are not given randomly. It makes you accountable. Calling without humility becomes arrogance. Awareness without discipline becomes ego. Insight without service becomes empty. You're not chosen to be admired. You're chosen to be refined, and refinement is costly. If this resonates, guard it. Not everyone needs to hear what you carry. Not everyone will understand your discipline. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Move quietly, build deeply, stay grounded. Because true purpose does not announce itself, it reveals itself over time. If you feel this weight, don't inflate it. Let it humble you. Let it discipline you. Let it mature you. And remember, purpose isn't proven by what you claim, but by how you live when no one is watching. If this message grounded you, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more conversations like this. And if any part of this spoke to you quietly, leave a comment, not to declare anything, but to acknowledge the responsibility you're learning to carry.